Hello and welcome back to the Fastest Podcast. I'm your host Jazz and I'm joined today by Dogra and Pigeon. And this is another part of our team review series that we're doing over here on the Fastest Podcast channel. This one's for Haas. We will be talking a little bit about their season that they've had, the highlights, the not so highlights, and everything in between. So it was a solid season for Haas. It was a big development season for them. We've seen them take real steps in the right direction, kind of in a way that we haven't seen since very, very early in their sort of F1 tenure. So it's been a good season for them. They have Ocon. That was his first season with Haas. Very, very experienced driver. And another fantastic rookie in the form of Oliver Bearman. What a season he had. His first F1 season. Obviously having stepped in at Ferrari a couple of times last season, but this was his first time in a full-time F1 seat. And as I say, generally a pretty solid season for them. They came 8th in the standings, but it was a very close field this season, as we saw consistently all the way through. Just an all-round good one. It sets us up nicely for next year, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
P4 and a Haas, dude. P4 and a Haas.
Pretty up and down for both drivers throughout the season. I think Ocon was kind of there in the first half, and then he could just disappeared. And Bearman woke up suddenly and
Channeled his inner.
just put in amazing drives throughout the rest of the year. Impressed the heck out of us. So yeah.
I think easily one of the best rookies this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
P4 and a Haas, dude.
I mean, Mexico. I said that Hulkenberg podium was one of my favorites. Bearman in a P4 in a Haas, definitely up there.
Overtaking Max Verstappen on merit, on pace. Unreal.
Yeah.
It was
the balls
it was incredible.
You have to do that.
Exactly.
I do want to talk a little bit about the kind of flip we saw between Ocon being there a bit more solidly in the first half of the season, and then Bearman very much owned that team. Yeah. I mean, that was his team in the second half of the season. We were consistently talking about his results every race in the second half of the season. In every review that we did, we were always talking about Ollie. He had some insane performances, and we were really hoping he was going to get that podium at some point, but it wasn't to be this season. Next year, fingers crossed.
For a Haas driver to do P4, that's basically a podium in my book.
That's basically a podium.
I'd say close enough. You don't get any silverware, but that's close enough.
They used to celebrate a points finish, and then that guy takes it to a top 5 finish.
Well, he broke a record, didn't he, for
Several, I think.
Haas? Yeah, he broke the record for the most points finishes in a Haas. Since they joined the sport.
Most consecutive points finishes.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yes, you got me there.
Position in a Haas, I think, as well.
He tied it. Grosjean.
He tied with Grosjean, yeah.
Got a P4, I believe.
There we go.
Yeah, and I mean, as I say, we haven't really seen his performance from Haas since they joined, and then it was just downhill from there. I think their leadership has really helped to mold into what we're seeing now in terms of consistency. We did see Ollie get a bit scrappy at times, a bit scruffy with it, but ultimately, I think this puts us. Yeah, ultimately kept it clean. I think Monza, we saw him get tangled up a little bit a few times in one race.
Definitely not a penalty for Sainz, though.
We could talk about that for a long time.
We already have.
We already have.
Yeah,
you can find that video on the channel.
For Bearman, I mean, he has a lot of penalty points, but a lot of those were for technical infringement, not racing ones. And I think he has gotten scrappy at times, but I don't think he ever crossed the line on that one.
No.
So I mean, very solid. Just a lot of mistakes in the first half, and then he really impressed everyone towards the end of it. If he'd had anything close to his final stint in the first part of the season, I'd have put him as rookie of the year, but he didn't, so I didn't.
He made it really difficult for us, I think, because obviously
did.
all season long we were going, Hadja, the man you are, and then Bearman sort of came alive out of nowhere and just absolutely stood out in the second half of the season. So credit where it's due. Just, I'm excited now for 2026. All of these rookies, it will be their second season, new regulations, new cars, new everything. So I'm really excited to see that kind of develop. And for teams that are the back markers, we've discussed Alpine already. Obviously Sauber into Audi. But with Haas, I think this is probably the most light at the end of the tunnel that we've had at the end of a season for them going into a new season. So I think that their lineup is really solid for that. I do think Ocon needs to
Step it up.
wake up a little bit, or I don't want to say like go away, but something needs to change there, because where was he? Where was he for the second half of that season? Because I just can't really put my finger on what went wrong there. We've seen him be quite consistently strong. When he was at Alpine,
I mean, he was
towards the tail end of that, it wasn't great.
He was never really strong. I mean, he knows how to, jump on a chance, but he's not putting in the performances that we see from other drivers in a similar car. Ocon just is there, and sometimes he scores points, sometimes he doesn't, and that's it.
He did make one of the best tweets in F1 history, though. So credit where it's.
Must have missed that one.
Was having a great race until Perez tried to kill me.
Oh.
That was a banger.
That's a good one.
That's probably second to Piastri. And maybe Lewis leaking the telemetry, but that's a separate podcast as well. I keep saying it sets us up really nicely for next year, but the season that they've had has been extremely impressive. It's not been an easy season to be kind of a midfield / back market team, because it has been so close. I mean, once you start looking at the points gaps, there's not tons in it. Obviously, one end of the field is very extremely one way, and the other end of the field is a very extreme turn in the other direction. But the grid was closer than we've seen it for a long time. So I think it could have gone any way with the back marker team. So if it has to finish where they have, given the last few seasons that they've had, I just think it's so impressive.
I think even Steiner was happy.
I miss Steiner, man.
He would have called himself. He would have termed the team effing legends if he saw the state the team is in right now. So.
I mean, I also think I saw a tweet from Dan Valente with every top 5 finish from every driver. I think it was just the Alpines that missed out and a couple of other ones, but I think like a good 60-70% of the grid at some point during the season scored a top 5 or a top 6 finish, which is really interesting to see, because it shows that how important qualifying is this season. If you get into Q3 on however you want to be there, could be a mistake from other drivers, could be just a general good car flow. If you get into that Q3, you can do something. And it really wasn't that far apart this season. Everyone was pretty close when it came to qualifying. So,
I mean, yeah, it was over one lap. The margins were so tight. We started to see that a lot last season, but this season in particular, it's been extremely close. Even between the top teams, across the top 10, the margins have been so fine. So I mean, it could have gone any way with the back market teams, the midfield teams. So I'm very, very happy to see Haas where they are. I think, they've got such a small team working week to week, trackside and also back at their base. So it makes me happy to see them kind of moving up the order a little bit. And let's see what they do next season. But let's move on now quickly to best race, worst race.
People in the house.
Are we going with Mexico then for best race?
Yep.
I think you'd have to. Double points finish for Haas. Bearman somehow holding off Piastri, which was
Overtaking Verstappen.
applaudable.
Holding off Piastri.
Yeah. I think he forgot he was driving a Haas at that point.
he was in an honorary McLaren at that point.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah. I mean, Mexico, you don't even have to really give any reasons for it because everyone knows.
Yeah.
For the worst race, I fully have to say Qatar. I think Haas
Penalty.
really ruined a potential 6-race winning streak for points in Qatar. Yeah. The car wasn't that good as well. So whenever you were in the top 10, you really had to, both the car had to be good and the team had to perform, and I think the team performed poorly.
Did not perform, yeah.
So yeah,
every time you looked at the pit lane, Ollie was there suffering. So it was just, a bad day, one to forget. I think we agree. Good game in 2025 Haas. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm excited for next season.
The one thing I'm not excited about is the fact that the Haas will have Ferrari engines again.
Yeah, that's not looking to be so good, but we will go into that in more detail elsewhere another time. I think on that note, we'll wrap this one up. Join us next time. We're going to be going through the whole grid, giving you a little roundup on the seasons that they've had. In the meantime, you can go through our YouTube channel to kind of revisit the season that we've had. All our reviews are there, tucked away nicely for you to revisit the season. In the meantime, you can also follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, if that's what you call it. And we'll be back with even more to keep you fed in the off season. So join us next time for the rest of our review series. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.